Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm not at the usual setup. I'm dog sitting for the rest of the month, basically. But anyway, I come to you guys on this wonderful occasion because thanks to the Asian Film Festival of Dallas, I was able to see the new Netflix animated movie Ultraman Rising, directed by Shannon Tindall and John Aoshima, in theaters. There's already a little bit of buzz surrounding this movie as it's been getting some pretty good press across film festivals, and I'm happy to throw in my 2 cents because I can confidently say that Ultraman Rising was pretty good. I liked it, yeah. For the sake of preface, I just want to say that I watched the English version, duh. I'm aware there'll also be a Japanese dub that actually features some familiar faces throughout the Ultra series, including Akari Hayami from Shin Ultraman, Jugless Juggler, Takaya Aoyagi, and even a small appearance from Fuji herself, Hiroko Sakurai. And hey, I'd give this another watch in Japanese just to hear those voices. But before I continue, I just want to say this is not sponsored, and I'll do my best to keep spoilers at a minimum. But other than that, you have been warned. Right off the bat, pun not intended, the movie puts on such a beautiful and gorgeous art style that pops in every single shot. This is easily one of the best looking animated films I've ever seen. It just feels so rich, unique, full of personality, as the animation team did a wonderful job using it to complement the storytelling. The world just feels so alive, and I was surprised by how many references to the greater Ultra series there were sprinkled throughout the film. Even the music has small cues from the Ultraman theme just snuck in there. Obviously, references don't always equate to quality, but it was nice to know that directors Tyndall and Aoshima are lifelong fans of this franchise and understand what Ultraman means to everyone. Aside from the visuals, I very much enjoyed the character of Ken Sato, voiced by Christopher Sean. It said he was inspired by legendary Japanese actor Toshio Mifune, and I totally see it. The mannerisms, the swagger, and even the look. He was a lot of fun as our protagonist, having to balance his baseball career, his job as Ultraman that he's still trying to figure out, and fatherhood wiggling its way into his life. Other characters include Ken's father, voiced by Gede Watanabe, hope I pronounced that correctly, who does have this estranged relationship with his son, as they feel very distant from one another because Ken kinda hates him for seemingly no reason. The movie explains it has to do with the mom, voiced by Tamlin Tomita, but the movie doesn't really bother to go too deep into it. All we know is that she just disappeared someday, or maybe she died. I'm probably missing something here, but it was a little confusing. I knew what they were trying to do, but it felt like it could have been more fleshed out and intimate. But after all, this is a movie made for kids, so they probably wouldn't get it. I will say, for a franchise that's basically thrived on being marketed for children, it does feel a little dumbed down, but I guess in a world where kids are into things like skibbity toilet, I guess it makes sense. But not to knock on the directors for their vision, because following their journey on social media, I can tell this was a very personal movie for them. Essentially creating a movie that's about fatherhood, the challenges that come with it, kind of like Son of Godzilla. Speaking of, Emmy does the victory dance a couple of times, and it's pretty cute and funny. And I would say they succeeded well in that regard, showing all kinds of facets of the topic, from trying to connect or reconnect with your loved ones, dealing with loss, and just being someone to look up to. Like Ultraman. There's also the villain, Dr. Onda, voiced by Keone Young. I totally butchered that pronunciation. And I felt he was a little generic. Like, yeah, losing your family to a kaiju attack and hating Ultraman and wanting to kill all the kaiju is some good enough character motivation, but he feels like an afterthought. Though I think it's a good time to mention that this was originally meant to be a different movie titled Made in Japan, which would have followed a similar scenario, also inspired by Ultraman, and eventually it became a real Ultraman movie because Netflix happened to have the license from Tsuburaya. And you know, for an official American Ultraman project that's targeted for children, I'd say it did pretty well. Personally, I'd probably give this movie a 7 out of 10. Don't go in expecting anything amazing, but I mean, I guess if I were a father, I'd probably show this to my kid. But yeah, those are my initial thoughts on Ultraman Rising. It comes out on Netflix June 14th. Once again, not sponsored. So check it out if you like, or don't. If you'd like, it's up to you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to sub to the Patreon, which, by the way, big shout out to my channel members and my supporters on there. But if not, you can like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all next time. Although, who would win in a fight, Emmy or Akiko from Godzilla -1? Comment down below.